This hangout is on air, is live. Well, finally. Oh my God. Control C. YouTube page. Okay. Oh, God. Sorry for the delay. I just am trying to figure out what to do here. And I don't know what the heck is going on yet. How do I get to the YouTube side? Okay, I'm on the Google Hangouts. I can see myself. Anyways, I decided to start this because I wanted to have a... I got a couple of extra windows open and I just don't get it. YouTube, okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this. Okay, I found it on YouTube. I got 2 people watching. Hey, Mary Gibbons, how are you? There you are. Okay, I found it on YouTube. I got 2 people watching. Hey, Mary Gibbons, how are you? There you are. Okay, I found it on YouTube. I got 2 people watching. Hey, Mary Gibbons, how are you? There you are. Okay, I found it on YouTube. I got 2 people watching. Hey, Mary Gibbons, how are you? Oh my God. Sorry, I haven't done this in a while. Echo chamber. Sorry, yeah, my doctor's appointment. Yeah, it worked well. I was able to get a van ride to and from the doctor's appointment. But I actually didn't see the doctor. It was like a pacemaker check thing. I have that done. It's been about a year. It's been about a year since I had my pacemaker checked. And anyway, okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I got to. I'm cooking leftovers and some soup. I added some water and a few things to my soup. Oh my God. I'll be back in a minute. I just have to check my soup, stir it. Oh yeah, it's done. Woo-hoo. Man, I love my soup. Oh yeah, well I'm just gonna, heat's off, just gonna let it set for about 30 minutes. And good. Oh, it's getting dark here. I think we're getting some thunder showers. Oh, geez, I just opened one. Anyway, I'm having a few beers. I always celebrate a little bit after a good doctor's appointment. So, okay. Anyways, here I am. I'm back. I got a soup. I cooked some food yesterday and put leftovers in the refrigerator overnight. And then when I got home this afternoon, I added some water, green beans, and one serving of quinoa. That's a quarter cup dry, and a quarter cup of jasmine rice. And it's been simmering it now for almost an hour. And that's going to be my supper. Anyways, I had a really good doctor's appointment, and my back was so sore last night. I almost couldn't sleep. I had to take some Advil about 10 o'clock, and I took 2 capsules. I don't normally take Advil, but the pain was so bad I had to have something. And just lying in bed, I was in pain, and every time I got up, it hurt. My left side hurt. And man, I don't know what was going on. I was beginning to think I had a kidney problem. But anyways, this morning I had my supplements and I started feeling better. And I don't know if I had like a pinched nerve in my back or what, but most of the pain went away. But I have to be very careful how I move. I have to stand up straight. Don't twist my back at all. Otherwise, I feel pain. So I don't know what's going on. So, and I don't think it's just because I got a fat belly. Okay. So, anyways, I may have to go in for some testing to check some things out. Yeah, first, yeah. Yeah, well, hey, I haven't eaten at all today, you know. Oh, I recommend these. I eat raw Brazil nuts, and you know, you get a bag. This is $10, but there's 18 servings in here. You only need 5 Brazil nuts to get like your selenium and you know, at first I didn't care for them that much, but you know what? Just like anything else, if you have them, like after I got through the first bag, it was like I liked them. You know, you kind of acquire a taste for what's good for your body, you know. So, anyways, I got these. Anyways, I go through about 2 bags a month. But you know, when I open the bag, it's like, oh man, I just can't have 5 nuts. You know, it's like, you know, so you might have 2 servings a day. And anyways, I bought 2 6-packs of Labatt's Blue on Monday, and I'm sipping on a Labatt's. It's a Canadian Pilsner, and I like Pilsner beer, you know, and Labatt's Blue is like one of the best. So yeah, I mean, I didn't even eat breakfast, you know. I was in pain, and I had it, you know. So the care van came and got me about 1 o'clock. They were about 10 minutes early, which was good. So I got to the doctor's office. It only takes 10 minutes. It's only like 4 miles. So I was at the doctor's office at like before 1 o'clock because I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. It seemed like half an hour. And then I checked my phone, and it was only like 1:17. I remember numbers. I have like a photographic memory for that. And anyways, so I had to sit there, and anyways, where I go to this pavilion, it's called like an endocrinology, um, cardiac, and something pavilion near the hospital. Anyways, they have free rides if you live within a certain like area on the map around the hospital. So hey, I qualified for free ride. So I called it in, and you got to schedule it ahead of time. But I lucked out today because they didn't have they came and picked me up, and so it's really nice. A man and a woman in the van, and they opened the door. They helped me get in, buckle me up, and I was really like the service. I would actually pay for it, but it's like free for the hospital if you go to there. So like I was like, wow, much better. I get back pain. You know what? If I get in a cab and they pull up in one of them like Ford cars, four door, and you sit in the back. I know what they are. I had one of those Ford cars, back in the 90s. Yeah, Ford Crown Victoria. I mean, that's so hard to get in and out of that back seat. The door is so small. It's like a kid's door. And here I am. Bigger than normal. Trying to get in and out of that car back seat. Gee whiz. So I had better help and service in this van than a taxi cab that you pay for. Okay, let me check the side chat. I'm just rambling on here. Yeah, check my suit. Yeah, I cooked actually I've been cutting my carbs down, so the only carbs that was in the soup that I cooked yesterday, I had like a pound of ground bison, chopped onion, three peeled and chopped organic carrots, a teaspoon of garlic, and what else did I put in there? I put the macadamia nut oil, 2 tablespoons. Um, and so, I cooked the onions, the carrots. Oh, I had a red bell pepper in there too. And so I cooked the meat on low for about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, just simmering it like on low in the oil with those veggies and spices. And then after that's all kind of softened up a little bit, I added a can of diced tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce, and that was it. So I didn't add any like rice or pasta or anything. But I kept my carbs down to about 60 grams of carbohydrate. That's like 240 calories yesterday. So I cooked that, and I ate about 2/3 of it with the meat. I haven't had red meat in like a month, and oh, that bison was so delicious. And I'm not totally vegan, but there's a lot of days I only eat vegetable stuff. And I was feeling like really like out of energy, but that ground bison kind of revived me yesterday, And then so today I had some leftovers, like beanless chili, you might call it. I added a can of green beans, non-GMO, or no, yeah, non-GMO. Um, at the store, I buy Del Monte brands, non-GMO. So it's hard to find organic green beans. Okay, so Then I added 2 cups of water, and I put 1/4 cup of rice and 1/4 cup of quinoa, and I just let that simmer in the pot for about 40 minutes. And you heard the timer go off. It was time to shut the heat. I put it on low, low or simmer. And so, because nothing sticks to the bottom of my pot, believe me, the temperature, and I have a lid that like keeps all the moisture in the pot. So, anyway, so you just put in the right amount of water and the right amount of food that absorbs the water, and it's on low temperature. And you just wait. You let it cook a little longer. I am not a high speed cook. I'm not into high heat. That destroys vitamins and minerals. And I'm like into this like low heat thing. I don't even own a microwave. Forget that. You nuke your food, it's bad for your health. Okay. So I'm like, stainless steel, 5-ply, waterless cookware. Cook it slow. You retain all the nutrients. The carrots are still red, soft, and sweet. They don't turn orange, and you don't cook all the sugar out of the carrots. You know what I'm saying? So everything I cook is tastes better and more nutritious. And I add a lot of spices to the meal too. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I got like a nutrient blend in there that's like anti-aging. Okay, look at me. Okay. No, I don't use broth. If I'm going to make broth, I'll make it myself. I'll put my own like chicken or something in there. I only use filtered water, and then I add all the ingredients to the pot. Okay, so hey, you know what? I do on occasion buy organic chicken broth. They sell it for like $2 for a quart container at Aldi's. Okay, once in a while I'll get that, but generally I cook in my filtered water every day because you buy stuff at the store. They might say organic, but you don't know what they put in it. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I'm having my beer. I'm celebrating because you know what? I ain't gone and had my pacemaker checked in over a year. And the lady checked it out, and I asked her, I was bugging her. I says, hey, says to the woman, I said, she's got a British accent. Her name's Jill. And every time I see her, I think of Jack and Jill went up the hill, to check the pacemaker and get some water. So, anyways, so while she's checking me, right? I mean, they shut the pacemaker off for a few seconds, and so so when that happens, you feel a little woozy, you feel a little dizzy because like your heart like you skips a beat, So so I says to her, my heart skipped a beat when I was looking at you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I kid around with those people at the doctor's office. They must hate me as a patient. Anyways, hey, you know what? I don't even go out and get any sun. Do I have a dark? This is turmeric. This is a turmeric tan. So I'm telling this lady, she's obviously from Great Britain because she's got the accent, right? And she's a very nice lady, and I mean, I think she's attractive as a woman. But anyways, so I says, hey, I take care of myself. I got all kinds of supplements. I spend almost as much money on supplements as the food I buy, and I only eat organic food. or a non-GMO if I can't find organic. And I says, I'm into anti-aging and all this other stuff. So you know what? This woman, okay, she works in the doctor's office. And all the people that go in there to have their pacemaker checked, most of them are like these old people that look like they look about 20 or 30 years older than me, right? So anyways, so I don't know. I don't know what her mindset is when she sees me. So I told her, I says, I'm on this diet. I've lost about 30 pounds in the last 6 months. I only eat organic. I'm very health conscious. I was shaved this morning. See that? The damn thing bled. And it clotted, but you wouldn't believe how many alcohol swabs I went through to get rid of this thing. Anyways, I'm having a good time, So I brought there's this thing you can bring home that was given to me like a couple of years ago when I was up in 3 years ago I got my pacemaker switched out 4 years ago next month in July. And so she told me, she says, well, it looks like your battery's got about 2 years left. So that's what happened to me. After 6 years, I got a low battery alarm. The thing makes noise at like 8:45 a.m. until every morning. And I guess you got about a month or two to have, you go to the doctor and they schedule you in for an outpatient surgery. The last one only lasted 4 hours. I went to the hospital. I got a ride. And from my friends I was living with at the time. And, you go in, they prep you for surgery. The surgery takes about an hour. They knock you out, anesthesia. They cut you open. They disconnect the wires from the pacemaker. They take the old one out. They put the new one in, hooked up the wires, stitch you back up. Okay. So it's on the left side here. I got a scar. So I don't know if you can see the scar, but I told the doctor the last time, I says, the first pacemaker was like over here, and it was like digging into my shoulder, and I says, oh my God. I says, hey doc, can you move it closer to the middle of my chest, because it's been hurting me real bad, especially when I wear a bra. So yeah, he did that, I mean, the doctor was nice enough to make a nice little pocket in there for it. Yeah. Hey, Susie to anyone, how are you? Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I got about 2 years and I got to go into the hospital. After that last surgery, it was like, oh, I was in pain for a week or two because they stitch you up and you got this bandage and, after the painkillers go away. And they gave me that, what do they call that stuff? Oxycontin crap. I took one or two and I didn't take any more. After a day or two, I got back on the Advil and that was it. I don't take, I think the Oxycontin went down the toilet. Yeah, that doctor was in Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah, he was a nice doctor. Okay, I'm not going to mention his name. Uh-oh. I don't know if you heard the thunder, but we're getting thunder and lightning. It's dark out. We're covered in clouds, and it's going to rain again. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that one. It's getting closer. Anyways, the rain came down pretty hard last night between midnight and 3 a.m. So see what happens here is you get these storm fronts from the Gulf of Mexico and they just kind of move east, or you get one from the east and it moves this way, but most of them usually come from the Gulf. And a storm front could be hundreds of miles long, but it's maybe like 50 miles wide, and it just comes through. And in an hour or two, you get all this thunder, lightning, rain, and then boom, it's gone. And then, clear sky for 8 to 12 hours. And, it's 4:30 in the afternoon now, so we're getting like late afternoon thunderstorms. And that's typical down here in the South. That happens all the time. So it doesn't bother me. I'm indoors. Okay. So, but I'm real happy that, like, I was suffering so much pain last night, and I was hard to sleep. And I'm thinking, geez, maybe there's something wrong with my pacemaker, and I ain't been there for a year. And you get all these ideas in your head, but when she checked the thing out, she says the thing's been working like a champ for like a year since the last time I was there. No events, nothing different, just great. So I says, well, wow, man, you're able to. I says, the chip in here, there's a chip inside the thing ain't very big either. It's about, I don't know, about this big, and it's thin, and it's just inside your chest. And that freaking battery lasts like 6 years, and there's a chip in there. And she said that, like, oh, some people have gone 3 years without having their pacemaker checked, and it's got all the information on there. I says, wow. It's amazing, amazing, beyond my imagination. Like, when I was in the Navy, there was like mag amps, and we were just getting into the transistors and stuff. And I did electronics and nuclear reactor controls and all this other stuff. But the stuff they got today is so miniaturized. It's like down to the atoms. It's microscopic on these things. And for something to store all that data for like months and years, it's just holy mackerel. It's beyond my imagination. Yeah, yeah, it did set my mind at ease, so it's not a problem. So I either got a bad kidney, or I was joking around. Maybe I pinched a nerve in my back. It's way down on the left side, and my left tit is bigger than my right tit, so maybe it's a muscular skeletal problem. I'm probably like, you know, taxing my boob lift muscle. I just can't imagine these other transgender girls that get like a a breast implant or something. Oh, okay. I just saw what you said, Mary. Your left is bigger. Yeah, I know. Isn't it weird? Well, I can't help it. They just grew on me. You know what I mean? It ain't my fault. Oh, you could hear the thunder, Mary. Okay, yeah, Mary, I see that. Yeah. It hasn't really started raining, but last night it rained so hard you could hear it bouncing off the roof up above my head in the bedroom. Oh my God. You just sort of like laying there. I was awake because I couldn't fall asleep because of the pain in my back. And I'm there. Oh, man. I only live in a mobile home. It's got thin walls, and you just sort of like, geez, I hope the roof don't start leaking. You're like, I'm normal. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Hey, I was born a eunuch, and I I had surgeries as a young lad, and I got a different package from most people. Okay, so I played football because my dad liked football. He was a Y.A. Tittle New York Giants fan because he was born in New York City. And my dad's side of the family moved to the Boston area from New York City. And, my mother is from Quebec, and she lived in Little Canada, um, in the acre section of downtown Lowell. And anyways, so my mom and dad met at a dancing, like they call it the Commodore. The place is long gone. Now where the original Commodore dancing floor was, it's a parking lot at the train station now. So, things change over the years. But anyways, it's a little history, but um, I geez, I lost my track of thought here. My 1 foot's bigger too. It's the one I try shoe on first. Figure it fits it there. Yeah, well, hey, I know my feet are a little different, but they're the same size, I think. It must be hormones. I mean, you can watch videos and they talk about hormones and stuff affecting your growth. And so I've watched videos. They say like my forefinger, that's this one, is just a little bit longer than my ring finger. And they say that like in the womb, um, with the if the female hormones are dominant, the forefinger grows longer. If the testosterone hormones are dominant, your ring finger grows longer. So, if you look at most guys, their ring finger is longer than their forefinger. And most ladies have the longer forefinger than ring finger. Okay. So, I don't know. But, I've seen a lot of women that have longer ring fingers than forefingers. So, and are they the ones that are like, um, what do they call it? Tomboys. It's sort of like almost like masculine in a way. So, I think every one of us is a unique mix of hormones and stuff. So that's why I do not have a male physique. I've always had like you know fat thighs, fat butt, um, not as prominent now. I think when you get older, like when you get past menopause, for a guy, your boobs get bigger. So hey, it isn't just all like being fat and overweight. So yeah, right. Hey, mine are almost balanced, but if you measure them from the line here, my forefingers are 2 millimeters longer than my ring fingers. So hey, I'm balanced. I think I'm very balanced. I don't feel abnormal at all. All my life, I always felt like normal. I mean, everybody's different. I was a good blocker on a football team. I mean, I was fast and, I was a lineman. What the hell. Your job is to block people so the offense can make yardage. protect the quarterback, or on defense, you tackle the people that are like playing against you. That's it. You know, I mean, hey, simple. His mother's died. Oh well. Hey, it doesn't matter. I used to walk. I cut grass in high school, and I used to walk like I cut 10 greens every day, Monday through Friday, and every other weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So, and then on the other weekends, another guy cut the greens on Saturday and Sunday. So, basically, when I worked full time in the summer, I got 44 hours pay because I got paid for 4 hours. They split the week on between Saturday and Sunday. So every week I got like 4 hours overtime. You know, one week it'd be on Sunday, and then the next week it would be on Saturday. And I made good money working on a golf course for 3 years. You know, back then the minimum wage was $1.60 an hour, and I remember making $2.25, $2.40. So you know, you put in like 44 hours a week, and they pay you time and a half for the 4, so they're paying you for like 46 hours a week. You know, I was making taking home about $120 a week in the summertime working on a golf course. That was big money back in like the late 60s and 1970, 71. Anyway, my witty humor. Yeah, well, hey, the way I look at it, if I'm not going to get on here and do a live chat or do a video. You know, you got to. You know, I'm here for the humor too. You know, I mean, I'm not going to get on here and be boring. So, anyways, I am. So I'm real happy. I'm having a few beers. Hey, you know what? I'm not even done this one, and I got this one out of the refrigerator like half an hour ago. Oh well, it's Canadian beer. I can drink it. It doesn't have to be ice cold. But you know what? I was on a beer fast for weeks, and you know, so I reward myself with beer. I don't drink every day, but when I do good on my diet and I get a good doctor's office visit, yeah, hey, I reward myself, you know. Hey, I could have called up and had a pizza delivered, but Franny made some soup. Yeah, I try to be entertaining, you know. I mean, you know, I don't think I'm narcissistic either. I'm actually very humble and quiet and reclusive. So you know, I don't like to be in the limelight. So that's me, okay? So anyway, uh, but hey, I had to go to the doctor's office today. So I got up this morning, had my coffee. I was listening to devotions with Kathleen at 8 o'clock. Then, you know, I had to like get ready for going to the doctor. So, you know, I shaved and cleaned up and put on some clean clothes. So I want to show you. I'm like the orange. I'm like from Syracuse, the Orangeman from Syracuse, upstate New York. See, I got orange. Oh, and I got orange Capri link pants on today. So It's got like a stripe of like, I don't know, it's gray. Yeah, gray. No, I like this shirt. This is a 2X shirt and 26, 28, I think, you know, and I like it. It fits great, you know. Actually, 2 years ago I was in 1X and almost into a large, but I stopped lifting weights and I put on some weight. I got fat and lazy, but oh well. So, anyways, my soup is just sitting there. I'm not going to eat it right now. I'm just letting it's already cooked, it's heated up, it's the pot's covered, and it's just sitting on the stove. And you know, after an hour or so or more, it'll be down to eating temperature, and then I'll have a bowl, you know. So all right, hey, bye, Mary, and thank you so much for stopping by. The minimum wage in the 60s was, well, when I was 16 and started working and paying Social Security, by the way, it was $1.60 an hour, okay? And actually, my first job before I got the job at the private golf course that I worked at, I started out in this hamburger joint, and I worked there for about 3 or 4 months, and then I got a better job offer at the golf course. And my dad was a member of this private club, and they needed a new worker on the course. They only had like 5 people working for them. And so my dad says, "Oh, my son can do that." And so bye, howdy beef burger. I was a counter person. I didn't work behind I wasn't a cook. Although they did take French fries. I did go in the back, make French fries. They had, you know, you had the thing where they peeled, the thing goes roundy, and peels the potatoes. Then you put the potatoes in this thing and you go whoop, and it like cuts them in squares, long squares to make French fries. And then you know, they taught us how to blanch them and then fry. You know, you fry. They were blanched, waiting to go. And so that's what I did. I just waited on the counter. And back then, the cash register, you had to add everything up on a cash register, keep track of orders. Because, like, sometimes you had 4 or 5 people you were, you know, cooking the French fries or getting the burgers. They order a special burger. You got to keep all that straight in your mind. Today, you go to McDonald's and they push things on their cash register and it figures it all out for the kids. They don't have to like count up the order and all this other stuff, you know. But anyways, after that job, I moved on, you know, to the golf course. And before I was 16, I worked since age 13. I'd go to a golf course and carry golf bags for $3 or $4 a bag. And you know, you're a caddy and you carry a bag for some guy, 18 holes. It takes 4 hours and you get like $3 or $4. So what does that work out to? About 75 cents an hour? You know, I mean, for a whole year, I remember carrying one bag, 18 holes, and I get $3. And then at the ninth hole, they had a little like shack. They had like a snack shack there, and usually the whoever you were caddying for would buy you a hot dog and a drink for like $1. So, you know, anyway. So I did that for 3 years, you know. So like, hey, I was a mule there carrying golf bags for 3 years. So you know what? Yeah, hey, I worked hard as a teenager and got some muscles to show for it. Always eat enough protein to keep your biceps big, okay? Anyway, just joking around. Did your folks act? No, it was my idea. God's sakes. And this is my theory, okay? My mom worked, and my dad was a brick mason, and he'd give my mother so much money a week, but he was off spending his money on a golf course, buying drinks, bar rooms, whatever. Not going to go there, but my mother worked full time, and so when I started working, remember I told you I started working $3. Okay. I'm a teenager, age 13, 14, making $3 a day carrying a golf bag for 18 holes. Okay. Guess what? I saved $1, I spent $1, and I gave $1 to my mother for room and board. And I didn't have to do that. And the money I saved paid for my Catholic high school tuition, which was about $200 a year. And I had to pay for the tuition and buy the books. Okay. And I did it myself. My dad offered to pay for my tuition, but I says, no, 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 that's okay. I'll pay for it. I could go to public high school, but I wanted to go to the better school because it was a private school, and the top 10% of the people that applied and took the entrance exam were allowed to go to school there. So yeah, hey, Fran-Sez is smarter than the average bear, and I mean that's just the way it is. But I worked. I paid my tuition. I had to buy my textbooks when I went to that private school. You go to public school, everything's given to you. They give you your textbooks, which is probably somebody else's book. My textbooks were brand new. Every book I bought at that private high school, I was the first owner, and so after you use the book, you could put it up for resale, and maybe somebody would buy it secondhand. But some of the books I had, I didn't want to sell. Yeah, so hey, I worked till I was 56, and then I got benched for heart failure, and so basically, I worked like 43 years of my life, and when you get to age 16, you start paying into Social Security. Every job I ever worked after age 16, I paid Social Security. So yeah, hey, I'm living on Social Security now. But I earned it. It wasn't just a free give me. Now they're giving all these illegal people free money, free housing, free tuition. They can go to school, whatever. Everything's a giveaway. Nothing was a giveaway when I was a kid. I had to work and earn everything. Okay. So there you go. So now you know why I have a certain viewpoint that maybe a lot of people today don't. If it, my old scoutmaster used to tell me, like, if you don't work for something, you don't appreciate it. Okay. And they don't. They don't. Yeah, my old scoutmaster, Dana, he used to tell me, he says, the only satisfaction you get out of life is proportional to the amount of work you put into it. Okay. And my Scottish clan's motto is joy, joy, joy in labor. You know, get out there and work for yourself. You got low self-esteem, then go out and get a job that you like to do and do it to the best of your ability. And then you won't have low self-esteem. Okay? And I don't care if you shine shoes. I did that for a while too. You can shine shoes down at the local bar room if your parents will let you. You know, back when I was a kid, I mean, there wasn't these pedophiles running around, I mean, you go down to Marine Club and shine some guy's shoes and he gives you, a quarter or something. Yeah, forget that gimme shit. Get a shoe shine box and buy the polish and the brushes and the rags and go out and shine some shoes. And then, like, if you have some money, then you can go to the penny store and buy a big time candy bar for 5 cents with your own money that you earned. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's like an entirely different. Then you got all these socialists and commies running for president now. I mean, come on, people. You think life is going to get better with those people in the president chair or the Oval Office? Forget it. I'm voting for Trump again because you know what? I know he's not a perfect human being, but he supports the U.S. Constitution and he's into like free enterprise. Okay. You know what? All these democrats that want everything for free, that's because they never got any joy out of labor, and maybe they don't have any biblical foundation. I mean, I'm not going to criticize them for that, but your life is a total sequence of decisions you make from babyhood till adulthood. Okay, so I don't think anybody should be given anything except an opportunity to prove themselves that they can do a job. Okay, so anyways, I want to say the most entertaining show on TV, and I've only had a TV for a couple of years, and I watch every night. I record the old episodes, and I watch Last Man Standing with Mike Baxter and Outdoor Man. Okay, because that show teaches values. Okay, and so I like it. I enjoy that show. It's funny, especially that bald-headed old buck there that owns the store, like Ed, right? And I don't agree with everything Toolman Mike Baxter says, but it's entertaining. I didn't have to raise three girls. I had two boys, so it puts a whole different spin on the parenthood model. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, Howard Cosell, in a way, I agree with you because it's not a free market thing. But you know what? Um, I was at Walmart buying a few things on Monday, and I bought a few containers, and I found ones that were made in USA, but most of the stuff they sell in Walmart's made in China. So, hey, they got cheap labor over there. And hey, I'm all for saving a buck, but I mean, you have to decide what you're going to buy and what economy you're going to support. Okay. That's why I like to buy organic food because it's healthier for your body and it might cost a few dollars more, but it really doesn't because when you buy organic foods, you're avoiding all those pesticides and herbicides and if you keep eating it, suicides. So, anyways, yeah. And you know what? If they put tariffs on these cars, guess who's paying the tariffs? That's part of the sale price, correct? So we as an American consumer are paying the tariff because it's part of the cost of the car. I don't know, I mean, the consumer always pays for the price increase, right? So yeah, hey Susie, yeah, it's a good show. I really enjoy it. You know, all three daughters are different, and you got Christine, Mandy, and Eve. And Eve is more like a Steve. Hey, it's like normal people that you see. I mean, but hey, it's a fun show. I like the show. Okay, I laugh and enjoy having a few laughs watching the show. I mean, that's to me, it's entertainment. I also watch crime drama. I like NCIS. I like FBI. I've always been into crime drama. You know, has anyone out there ever read a book, okay, titled Emo and the Detectives? Okay, it was about this French detective in France, and that was one of the books I read when I was a kid. Okay, and I also read 2 Years Before the Mass by Richard Henry Dana. It was about this kid or a teenager. He got a job on a ship, and it was a 2 year journey to go like from New England down under South America, the Cape Horn or whatever they call it. And then they came all the way up. They didn't have a Panama Canal back then. So they come up the west coast of South America up to like California area. It wasn't California then, but and then they traded. They'd pull into a port over there and they'd trade things made on the East Coast for buffalo hides and things like that. And then they load up the ship and it would come all the way back down around South America and back up to New England. And then they'd sell these hides to people that made clothes and hats and all this other stuff. So, and I've also watched movies about, they go down to the sea in ships about the whaling industry. Hey, whaling was a big thing, 150 years ago. I mean, that's how they got the oil for like your lamps and things to provide light in your home. They didn't have electricity back then, right? So, I feel sorry for all the whales, but they used to just kill them and then they'd cut them up and boil the fat and make this whale oil and then put it in barrels and then they'd bring it back to port and sell the barrels of whale oil, and that's how they made a living doing that. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, until they discovered petroleum and they started using that like 150 years ago or 125 years ago, everything that mankind used was probably animal based. So now you got all these people that are up in arms about killing animals. Well, we've been killing animals for thousands of years, buddy. Where have you been? So, don't get all uppity about it, okay? All right? If I wear shoes that are leather shoes, because I like the way they look and they last longer, leather breathes. It's better for your feet. You know what I mean? All those patent leather and those other things just create like foot fungus. Okay, because yeah, they used to use hemp. That's where they used to use hemp rope to make those big ropes to hold the ships up to the dock in these ports. Hey, darn good advice is here. Yeah, hi, Don. Thanks for coming by. Anyways, it's 5 o'clock now. What I do is like last night I was in so much pain I had to go to bed, but I record shows in the evening that like between 8 and 10 o'clock. And I didn't even watch them yet today because I haven't even turned my TV on yet today because I had to go to the doctor's office, and then when I came back, I cracked a beer. Yeah, so I got like this one's almost empty. I got like two more beers. I'm gonna have to. I'm putting this one back in the freezer, and then I'll grab one that's in the refrigerator next. Yeah, hey, I'm old. I turned 66 in April. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. In fact, I was in so much pain last night. I would find one position lying in bed where there was no pain, and then I tried to fall asleep, but I couldn't because every time you move a little bit, it got the pain. So I got up. I took two Advil. I mean, and the pain didn't just go away. It took several hours for it to kind of like cut back a little because I don't take Advil on a regular basis. And then I took another Advil at like 10, 11 o'clock this morning before I went to the doctor. So I've had three Advil liquid gels, 200 milligrams, since about 10 o'clock last night. So that's 19 hours. I had three Advil liquid gels. So I'm just so thankful that, my back, when you stand up, oh, my left side would hurt if I put any pressure on my left arm. I didn't know if I was having a heart attack or not. I don't know. I mean, but it turns out there's nothing wrong with my heart. It's just like pain, you know. The parts get old. Maybe it was a pinched nerve in my spine. I don't know. I did a lot of extra work, a lot of things on Monday, food shopping, did laundry, hung the laundry up to dry, and all that activity. I probably hurt, overstrained my back, and so I suffered for it Tuesday and Tuesday night, and today it kind of eased off. Thank God for that. I'll tell you what, there's some people that are in pain every day, like that. I'm not complaining real bad, but it hurts. I mean, it affects your ability to do things. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, growing hemp. Hey, I know nothing about hemp, okay? Really. I mean, I've bought a canister of hemp protein to add to my protein shakes once. Didn't really much care for it. It's kind of gritty. And then I've gotten hemp oil. Hemp oil, you can buy hemp oil and put that in your food, like a tablespoon of hemp oil, a tablespoon of olive oil, and you add a bunch of vegetables and make a soup. You know, you had an earthquake. Oh, hey man, I'm getting dizzy. There's an earthquake shaking the floor. Well, that's better than having a heart attack. Yeah, okay, all right. Hemp seeds. Okay, hemp seeds. If you're smoking the THC, it's help seeds, right? I need a little help from my friends. Hey, I don't smoke anything, okay? I've had a few cigars in my day, and I've had a few relaxation moments with some friends who were like, you know, but I really don't enjoy it that much. I like beer and wine, and I don't buy booze. I don't, if I do buy booze, I'll buy like a jug of vodka, and I'll make pina coladas for about a month. But I'm not big into alcohol. Alcohol screws up your liver. So that's one thing. I mean, I cut my drinking way back, and every day I take a capsule. It's called milk thistle, and that's supposed to help repair and restore your liver. And so that's one of the supplements I take daily. And I've never made a list of all the supplements I take for anti-aging, anti-cancer, um, good for my bloodstream, whatever. I should probably do that, and but hey, I don't buy them every month. Usually I buy them when they're on sale, buy a couple bottles at a time. But I've spent a lot of money on really good, organic, non-GMO type supplements, and but you got to eat good. You got to eat good vegetables and organic stuff too. You just can't just like drink water, beer, coffee, and take a bunch of supplements. Okay. Getting the sum of that 100 milk thistle, what milligrams? Oh, I'd have to go look at the bottle. I'll tell you what's really good for you too. I buy these raw pumpkin seeds. These are really good because one package is a serving is 1/4 cup, 15 servings per container, 9 grams of protein, and organic shelled pumpkin seeds are really high in iron and magnesium. Actually, pumpkin seeds, according to Dr. Eric Berg, this has got the most magnesium than anything else you can eat. And I also have over here, I every once in a while I dip into this. It's called organic. There you go. Organic sunflower seeds. So these are really good too. 6 grams of protein per 1/4 cup. So organic hulled sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds that and this is like my favorite nut now. It's called Brazil nuts. And these are a good source of selenium and magnesium. This is good for your heart. And selenium is a mineral that is like anti-cancer. Okay, so very good. So I can buy a bag of these as 18 servings, and so one bag will last you 2 weeks. I don't just I might eat 5 to 10 nuts a day, and it's good for your health. It's good for your body. So selenium is an anti-cancer mineral. So hey, I've been studying this health and nutrition stuff since I became disabled in 2009, almost 10 years. So I changed what I eat slowly over time. And so, you have to take, I'm not into like totally changing your diet all at once. You can do that if you're young, maybe. But it's like, every week buy one thing different that's beneficial for your health and start eating that instead of something that isn't good for your health. And over the months and years, the things you buy at the store change and your health improves. So, you got to do this gradually. And some people that have cancer or some other disease, they have to try to do it as rapidly as possible to survive. But, my policy is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? So, totally 100. What does that mean? Hey, Susie, sounds like you're doing pretty good. Hey, I'm gonna go get another beer. I'll be back in a minute. I'll go get my selenium supplement, but or a milk thistle. But one serving of the raw Brazil nuts has 70% of your daily selenium and 18% of your daily magnesium. So, I do take every other day, I take like a magnesium tablet that's 400, whatever I use, and that's your daily dose, right? So I don't take magnesium every day, but I eat things that are high in magnesium, right? I eat these, and it's totally natural. Plant-based minerals are much better for you than things you buy in a bottle. Okay, so you know that's the way I look at it. So my job mostly is for me. When I first got disabled with heart failure, I wasn't supposed to drink any beer. I couldn't drink alcohol. I was on so many meds. It said, "Oh, avoid alcohol." So I stopped drinking alcohol. I went a couple of years without drinking alcohol. But then I was motivated to get off those meds. So I ate right. I changed my diet. And then when those meds went away, well, Fran-Sez started having a beer now and then. Okay. So I don't drink beer every day, just on like live hangouts. I know. The trolls are just out there drooling, waiting for a comment. Yeah, that's good taking magnesium supplement. I was in so much pain last night. I was taking my magnesium supplement. I'm thinking, oh my God, maybe I've got a magnesium shortage here. Yeah, one new thing a week. Yeah, hey, you know what? It could be one new thing a month. You know what I'm saying? It's just like do it at your own speed, and maybe I ought to write a book and say, oh, this is what I eat for this is what I eat for that. You think anybody would buy it? What if I made my own little ebook, Health and Nutrition, the Fran-Sez way or something, and sold it like on eBay or something? You think somebody would pay $1 for my advice? Huh? Think about it. Geez, if 1 million people paid $1, you know, for a little ebook, I'd be in the money. Hello. Oh, try. Hello, Fran-Sez. Chi Chi. Yeah, yeah. You can. You can. Uh, yeah, you know what? Magnesium citrate's good, but I heard that just magnesium oxide, it doesn't matter. your stomach breaks all that stuff down, you know? But some minerals have to be linked with other things or your body won't absorb it. So that's an interesting thing too. So, some of these things you buy in a store, people like charging money and it goes in this way and goes right out the backside and it doesn't do you any good. So, yeah, I remember those chi salsa. I have not bought that ever since. That was sort of like Chi and chips with Amanda May, right? Number one, it's not organic. It's got all this crap in it. But it was the only salsa that was for sale at this store we went to. And oh yeah, chi salsa. Woo. Yeah, right. Well, hey, I don't care about that. I spill secrets all the time. Hey, Susie, you know what I found? Most people don't listen. They don't give a shit. They're going to eat what tastes good and they're going to eat what they want. So, hey, Jack Thompson, how are you? Yeah. Hey, I need to go potty. I got to recycle some of my Labatt's. Drinking Canadian Pilsner tonight. Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's already almost 5:15. Oh my God. It's rather hot and humid out there today. And the van that took me to the doctor's office was air conditioned. But just going out of the house and into the van is so humid. I don't know. Florida's a nice place to live part of the year, but it's so hot here in the summertime. I'm really considering about maybe buying a piece of land somewhere. And I tell you what I'd like to build. I'd like to build a concrete, steel reinforced dome home, and the tornadoes can fly over, and nothing's gonna happen to your property, right? You got this concrete dome over your head. Inside you can like make it nice. You can like, put wood up and stuff, but a concrete dome home is hemispherical. The high winds of a tornado can't grab one side of your house and like flip it over. It's not like a mobile home park disaster. Okay. So, you know what? I think and I've seen dome homes. I had a neighbor once that had one, and right in the middle of the dome home, it's a high ceiling, and it's like the living room. And then all the rooms were like around the outside, like all the bedrooms, the bathroom, one part of the one segment or quadrant was for the kitchen, and you got a deck, you know, um, small door going out to the deck. But those things are structurally really strong and probably tornado and earthquake safe. So, if you buy some land on high ground that isn't going to get flooded out by the river when it overflows. That's my idea. But these people that come down here and they just like rebuild, the house gets demolished and just rebuild with the same old technology. Not smart. Hey, little bird, I don't know who you are, but hi anyway. So, anyways, giant greenhouse inside a compound. Yeah, and then like, if you want to build your own garden and stuff, you have like a greenhouse outside so you can, grow your own organic food. Yeah, I have a lot of good ideas, but, you know, will I ever do anything about it? I don't know. With my health the way it is, hey, I could drop dead tomorrow, right? So don't ask me to wash your dome. Done. Hey, don't worry about it. I ain't going. You think about it. You go out on a dome home, you get a hose, right? I mean, there's no roof that needs gutters or anything. You just get out there and just like power spray it right up to the top. You know, maybe little suds. Soap and detergent and water. That's all you need, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, on the radio last night, I was listening to the show, and they were talking about gamma ray bursts, and coronal mass ejections from the sun, and CTEs, and whatever the hell that is, and it screws up the Van Allen belts and the magnetosphere that protects us from outer space gamma rays and stuff. And they were saying that, like, you could get these bursts from outer space that would kill you because it would, like, you'd get like 1,000 rads. I mean, you'd have to be living in a shielded environment like a cave, or live under a pool of water. I was a nuke, so like I think 2 feet of water is a 10 thickness, where it decreases the radiation by a factor of 10. So, that's how they store this nuclear fuel, spent fuel at a nuclear plant. They have this pool, and all the spent fuel rods and bundles are stored about 20 feet below the surface of the water. So you got 10 thicknesses. So at the surface of the water, you have 10 to the 10th power less radiation than down where the spent fuel is. So 10 to the 10th, that's like 10 billion, 1/10 billionth of the radiation. But if you ever fell in the pool and sunk to the bottom, you're dead, because you just like don't have any shielding. I mean, you're dead, because the radiation down at the bottom of the pool is so high, it's like a blue glow. So but and in that kind of highly purified demineralized water, your body sinks like a stone. It's not like salt water where you're going to float because your body has buoyancy because of the salt water. No. In demineralized water, your body is heavier than demineralized water. You're going to sink to the bottom unless you can tread water really good. Do we have any ozone layer left, Francis? Yeah, we probably do. We probably do. But they're not going to tell you where it is. Addie Mae, how are you? Let me catch up on some of these comments. Yeah, old bricks and stones. Yeah, stones is good. Hey, maybe that's why they built the pyramids. That's, ever think about living in a pyramid? Wow, that is a lot of shielding there, right? Hey, Amanda May is here. Hi, Amanda. Gee, long time no see. I watched your video, your Walmart video earlier today. So what's changed? Okay, it's time for Fran to get another beer. I'm probably going to grab a bowl of soup and go. Give me, you could chat in the side chat. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Anyways, I got to put this one in the freezer. It got warm while I was out here bullshitting. Oh, up scope. Wow, 5:30. Hmm. Whoa, let's get some heat. I'm back. Woo. Wow, it's 5:30. Oh my God. Now that's the one that was in the refrigerator. Oh. Well, I just sampled my soup. Really good. Let me show you what it looks like here. You have to tilt the camera down. This is leftover soup from yesterday. Plus I added 2 cups of water and some, see, I got quinoa, 1/4 cup of quinoa, 1/4 cup of rice, and a can of green beans. And I added that to my soup I made yesterday, which has chopped red bell pepper, carrots. I ate most of the carrots yesterday, but I had 3 carrots in here. Let me find one here. Oh, God. Oh, there it is. See, does that look like a carrot? And then I got onions and garlic and, yeah. So, anyways, I'm limiting my carbs. My carbs today, not counting the beer, will be like about 60, 70 carbs. And anyways, so that times 4 is about 300 calories. So yeah, so hey, I really eating less. Actually, did I eat anything? I didn't make any eggs today. I didn't eat anything this morning. I've had a few Brazil nuts and a couple of beers. So I added just a dash of cayenne pepper to this amongst the other spices. So it's got a little heat, you know. Yeah, and you know what? I only put 2 cups of filtered water in here, so 1/4 cup of rice plus 1/4 cup of quinoa, and the can of green beans had water in it. So you know, you just let it simmer on low for an hour, and anyway, and then I let it set for another hour, like in the pot, just resting. And the rice and quinoa sucks up all the extra water, so it's really not a soup. It's almost like a rice casserole. So delicious. I don't put the cayenne pepper in every day, but every once in a while, you know, it's just you open it up, just a little bit. You don't have to put a lot. And in a when you make a soup for like a quart or two, it's just a little bit of cayenne pepper. It just adds a tiny bit of heat. I don't like a lot of heat, but the cayenne pepper is really good for your GI tract. Okay, let me check the side chat since I've been gone. Oh, somebody named Brian is in there. No, Susie, that really isn't true. I know about the technology. I was a nuke. You can put 4 spent fuel rods, which are like 15 feet long, and they're like square in a vitrified glass container, maybe about 2 or 3 feet in diameter, and it's all glass, and the glass solidifies, and all that radiation takes thousands and thousands of years to migrate through the glass, and it will never by that time the radiation's down to nothing. And most of the radiation in isotopes that like radiate that long or like have very long half-lives, but that means that the radiation it puts out per second is very low. So, uranium in the ground is radioactive, but it's very slow in its decay. And so, you just can't say, oh, the half-life is like 200,000 years, blah, 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 blah. Some isotopes, they go away in seconds, okay? It's like in a nuclear reactor, they use water, but some of the oxygen in the H2O is converted by the radiation field to nitrogen, and you get nitrogen-16 gammas, which are very high in radiation. But as soon as the reactor is shut down, okay, and those N16 gammas have a very short half-life, and within a minute, they're all gone. So, when you talk about radiation, each isotope that's radioactive has a different half-life, and a lot of them are very short half-lives, and within an hour or two, they're gone, okay? So, you just can't, like, say that, okay? And they had geologically safe places to bury these vitrified containers down in a concrete bunker, 1,000 feet below the surface of the earth at Yucca Mountain or some other place. They had a place in Hanford that they were going to do it, which is a government reservation. And so, stuff can be safely disposed of, on a government reservation somewhere. So, and then with nuclear power too, there's no CO2 emissions. There's no carbon tax or whatever you want to call it, but there's no what do they call that stuff? Global heating or whatever. It's just bullshit, okay? But we chose not to go that way. And so we're stuck with fossil fuel, which is causing this so-called greenhouse effect. So, we kind of put ourselves in this position, okay? We could make all the electricity that needs to be made with nuclear fuel, but they stopped all the plants that were going to do that back in the 80s, okay? So anyways, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I listen to Coast, yeah. In fact, I was listening to it last night. The first 2-hour segment I wasn't interested in. It was about the numbers lady. And so I did get up and go to the bathroom about 3 a.m. And I turned my radio back on, and they did have somebody on there that was interesting. But I can't remember what the show was about. Go to coasttocoastam.com, and because Coast to Coast AM radio show has its own website, and you can go there and see what shows they had in the past For $1 a week, you can become a coast to coast insider, which I am not. And you have access to like going back in history to all kinds, thousands of shows or something. I don't know. But you know, I look at the forecast like the week up ahead, and they do have shows that are going to happen. They post that on their website. Maybe once a week, I look at it and see if there's anything I want to listen to. They call it upcoming shows. But there's a lot of things on Coast to Coast AM I don't have much interest in. Diaper leavings? Yeah, well, hey. No, I'm into eating less carbs. And I used to eat a lot more carbs. You know, instead of having one serving of rice, I'd put like 2, 3, 4 servings of rice in there. And then I'd started switching out. I'd put like 1 serving of quinoa and then, or equal amounts of rice and quinoa, and equal amounts of rice and red lentils is good too. That makes a good little dish. And you know, I put veggies in there in the soup, and then simmer them in the oil and everything, and then I'll add water and quinoa, rice, or lentils to get my daily protein. Okay, so this has got. When I made this yesterday, it didn't have any rice or quinoa in it or green beans. It just had like crushed tomatoes, onion, chopped up onion, chopped up red bell pepper, and 1 pound of grass-fed ground bison. It's $9 a pound. But you know, I'm limiting my red meat intake to like once or twice a month, so I don't buy red meat all the time. And I don't eat grain-fed beef, so actually, you know, when I first started eating this way, it was bland and tasteless. But I started adding spices. Like in here, I got a little oregano, a little sweet basil. What else did I put in there? I got Himalaya pink salt. I got a little celery salt, little powdered garlic, little powdered onion, some turmeric and black pepper, and just a short little dash of that cayenne pepper. So, you know, when the soup simmers for like 30, 40 minutes, all them flavors blend together with the veggies and everything. It comes out, tastes pretty good. You know, and I very rarely ever eat bread, but if I do, I'll get like organic bread or non-GMO bread, whatever. But to me, rice and quinoa and what else? That's like bread. It just doesn't have any yeast in it, okay? And you didn't bake it in the oven. You just cooked it in water under 212 degrees. So that's good. Because, you know, when you bake stuff in the oven's what, 300, 400 degrees? That affects the food. And I'm not going to get into that. Okay. It's called AGEs. Like AGE, like age. So sometimes it's not what you eat, it's how you cook it. So, anyways, I don't have a barbecue grill. I don't. If I have barbecue sauce, I put it on the meat after it's cooked. I don't like cook things on the grill with barbecue sauce because that increases the AGE. So I'm anti-aging, remember? I don't have any uranium around here. Well, hey, you know what you put down your pie hole is your business, and what I put down my pie hole is my choice too. So, yeah, yeah. When I was living in Jacksonville, yeah, I listened to the radio, and sometimes I cooked spinach, steamed spinach for breakfast, and you know, the food plan I had back then, like in 4.5, 5 years ago, was a lot different from what I eat today. So my my food my food choices have evolved over the years. But anyways, I have high blood sugar, so you know green beans are really good for any kind of diabetic because they're very low, high fiber, low glycemic, and whatever. But anyways, sorry for eating in front of you, but it's almost 6 o'clock, and this is my first meal. I'm surprised I lasted this long, but you know, these Brazil nuts really help out because they're very low carb. One serving of these is 2 grams of carbohydrate, no sugar, and 2 grams of dietary fiber. So that kind of cancels out the carbohydrate. So Brazil nuts is one of the lowest carb nuts you can get. And all the calories in this is practically like, well, 3 grams of protein. So calories for one serving says 130. 20 calories of that is protein and carbohydrate. 5 grams times 4 is 20 calories. So 110 calories of this is fat. Okay. So you know, I'm sort of like eating like keto in a way, but not totally keto. I don't eat low enough carbs to call it a keto diet, but I call it a low carb diet. And it tastes good. And believe me, since January 1st, I have cut down how much I eat every day, like less than half. So, I mean, you got to do this gradually and slowly because you just can't go from eating a lot of food to like starving yourself because that's not good either. Yeah, but Jack, you don't just eat the quinoa, it's in the soup with all the other vegetables and meat. You know, sometimes I'll put like tuna fish, like 1 tin of sardines is really good for you. I know a lot of people don't like sardines, but when you put like a 5 ounce or tin of sardines in a 2-quart pot of soup, Yeah, it kind of tastes a little fishy, but sometimes there's so much in there with all different flavors, you don't even taste the sardines, okay? So, but I'm getting the protein, the omega-3 fatty acids, and the health benefits without having the, it's a lot different than putting like a sardine on a saltine cracker, right? Yeah, well, I didn't add any butter to this. I use macadamia nut oil, and macadamia nut oil from Australia has got omega-7 fatty oil, omega-9 and omega-7 fatty acids in it, which is very good for your body to burn fat and on your body. Okay, so there's health benefits. Okay, but the macadamia nut oil I buy from Australia is $12 for 8.45 ounce bottle. And if you put like 1 or 2 tablespoons, that 2 tablespoons is an ounce. So if, let's say, I put like 1 or 2 tablespoons in my soup, like, and I also use olive oil. Some days I put olive oil in it, and some days I put the macadamia nut oil. So, an 8 ounce bottle of this macadamia nut oil will last me 2 weeks. So I get like two of them a month. Okay. So, but you get what you pay for. Okay. I don't buy any vegetable oil. I don't buy, all the oils I buy are organic. And some of the ones I buy you can't even find in Walmart or any other store. Well, that's great, Jack. You're not 66. Has been fighting heart failure for over 10 years, are you? So, hey, I'm not ordering pizza and like pulling through the drive-through at Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Checkers, or any of these other places, eating all that fast to the grave food. Okay. Hello, Catherine Walden. Thanks for coming by. Hey, there's Anna Hitchcock. Hi, Anna. Michelle. Who's Michelle? Who's that? Hey, there's Michelle Lecrette. Yeah, yeah. Well, I had a sore back for a couple days. Okay, so I made it to the doctor's office today and had my pacemaker checked. And guess what? My ticker is just like doing okay. Hey, Michelle, when I used to live with you, and sometimes you never got out of your bedroom till noon. So, la di da, you know. Yeah, hey, I stay in. It's really hot and humid out. I'm not going to go out and do that stuff. I don't go to the pool much anymore. So, yeah, right. Well, I eat a lot of vitamins and trace minerals too. Okay. Because, unless you're eating organic food, you're not really getting everything that you're supposed to get. And my opinion, but everybody that's eating those GMO soybean oil, all that mayonnaise, all that GMO corn, and all the stuff that's in the food that you buy at the store, read the labels. All those chemicals and herbicides and pesticides that gets in the food, it's not good for your health, folks. So, in fact, I've gotten to the point now, if I taste something, I can taste that nasty shit in the food, okay? Like sometimes I buy a loaf of bread, and as soon as I open it up and take one slice out and I just eat the bread alone, so I get the taste of it. And I go, oh my God, this has got something in it that's not good for me because I can taste it. Sorry, you know. So I stopped buying bread. I might, I do have flours like garbanzo bean flour, rice flour, stuff that's organic that doesn't have the poisons in it. But I have yet to make a bread with that stuff. So it's a lot easier just to add some water to my soup and put a couple measured amount of rice, organic rice, quinoa. That's my bread, okay? I mean, you don't have to get your grain from bread, okay? There's a lot of ingredients in bread, dough conditioners, different things that is not in my food, okay? Well, good fats is good. There's good fats and there's bad fats, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. Well, I subscribe to several doctors on YouTube. Dr. Sten Ekberg, Dr. Eric Berg, Dr. Joshua Axe, and they all have channels. And I have a playlist called Food is Medicine. You go to my channel, click on the playlist, and I got buku videos there. And when I see a video that's good for my health and nutrition, I add it to my playlist, Food is Medicine. Okay, so that's all I have to say. I have some other playlists, but I don't really go there that much. I have a Navy playlist that might have a submarine video or two. I used to like to listen to Jethro Tull, so I got a playlist with some Tull music on it. But and I can't even remember. I got like my favorites. So I really don't know what you guys as subscribers have access to on my channel, but I'm pretty upfront about it. So all I have to say is watch some of my Food is Medicine playlist health videos and subscribe to those guys because there's a lot of good information there. And if you actually change your diet for the better, your health is going to improve. Maybe one of those chronic diseases you have will just disappear and go away. Well, I don't buy anything in the store unless I read the ingredients, okay? And sorry, a lot of the cheeses and things in the USA come from cattle that were fed GMO grain. So I don't buy any American cheese anymore. If I buy cheese, I get the imported from Europe because they don't have GMO over there. So You might pay a little bit more for imported cheese from Europe, but I think it's a safer choice. So, the more toxins you put into your body on a daily basis, um, the harder it's going to be to lose weight. And your body stores toxin in fat cells to get it away from your vital organs. So, so why are you eating that stuff? Okay, so I avoid it. And as long as they're selling it in the store and I have access to it, I'm going to eat organic because it's better for my health. And when I go to the doctor and they check my blood pressure and all these things, when they do comprehensive blood test panels and all that stuff, and they check all these things that are supposed to be in your blood, and they have ranges of where it's supposed to be at. They even check your CO2, carbon dioxide. They check all kinds of things listed out on the blood test report. And, you look and see what you're high or low, and you buy something that's going to like make things better or put you like in the middle of the normal range. And that's what I do. Okay. It's not rocket science. I just spend time researching this on my own because nobody else is going to do it. So, hey, I've been very fortunate that my health hasn't deteriorated, you know, lower and lower and lower. I mean, I'm thankful for that I can buy food that's going to sustain my life. 200 off now, Fran-Sez. Yeah, well, I don't think I ever get enough magnesium. Okay. Oh, food is medicine stuff. Yeah, well, thank you. Well, you know what? When I do that, it's like I don't have to spend any time. Hey, I have a sister and I have some close friends that are interested, and I will send an email out occasionally with a link to a good video, but I generally don't do that. If I watch something and it's beneficial, I'll add it to my playlist. Okay. So, anyways, why should I'm not getting paid to do this, you know? Yeah, well, hey, you know what? I've lived in places that had secondhand smoke, and I cough up lungs in the morning too. So like I'm kind of wondering, did I get poisoned or hey, maybe I have lung cancer, but I'm keeping it at bay. How do I know? I don't know. You go to the doctor, unless you tell them that something's wrong, they're not going to check anything. Oh, 200. Oh, you lost 200 pounds, Anna? Is that what that means? Oh, 75. Yeah. Yeah, well, as your body gets detoxed, your body's gonna seek a normal weight. Okay. So, it takes a long time. You have to detox, and it takes, the way I look at it, my body detoxes a little bit every day. And if I just put organic food in there, I'm not adding to the pile of crap in my body and my cells. So my body can detox the stuff that's already left in it and not the stuff I keep shoving down my pie hole, right? So, yeah, Catherine, a few days ago, I cooked just all by itself. I cooked some green split peas, 3 servings, that's 3/4 of a cup. and 1/4 cup of steel cut oats. Steel cut oats, you have to cook a while, like 20, 30 minutes, it says, but I put more water in and simmered it for like an hour. And the green split peas turns to mush and thickens it up. And then the steel cut oats absorbed a lot of water too. And then I added veggies and stuff like that. So I made a soup, but I cooked the base, had like green split peas in it, and so it was different because I never had steel cut oats before in with the split peas, but I tried something different, and it was okay. I mean, I could taste the oatmeal, I could taste the split peas, and I added some tomato sauce and some other veggies in there, and worked out great. So I don't eat the same thing every day. I eat some of the same things every day, but I mix it up. I mean, I might have quinoa one day, rice another day, split green peas on a different day, oatmeal on a different day. So, to me, variety is what you need to do. And the way I look at it, the more different things you eat every week, everything has a different amount of, like a subset of nutrients, okay? And sometimes there's overlap. But, if I vary up my diet and don't eat the same thing every day, but I have a little bit of this on one day and a little bit of that and blah, 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 plus I take my supplements, I'm probably getting everything my body needs. And to me, that's what I'm doing. Okay? So some people are young enough to not keep track, and they can go eat all those fast food burgers and French fries and all that stuff because they're young and their body can handle it. But sooner or later, there's going to be a day of reckoning. That's all I have to say. So I say, stay ahead of your day of reckoning. Yeah, right, Jack. Hey, you know what my favorite cheese is? It's imported from Denmark. It's called Havarti, Havarti. Oh my God, it is so creamy and delicious. And I like Gouda cheese too, from Holland is really good. But I don't like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese might be really good for you and everything, but I don't like it. To me it tastes like plastic. So I don't like that. And Ireland, there's an Irish cheddar cheese that they make from grass-fed cows. Now that's really good. Okay, I like that too. But in fact, they sell a variety pack at Walmart. It's 24 ounces of cheese, and it's already pre-sliced. There's 8 slices of Irish cheddar, Swiss, Gouda, and Havarti, and it's imported from Europe. It says European on a 24 ounce. That's a pound and a half, and they sell it for about $7.50. So 24 ounces is like a pound and a half. So basically, if you do the math, right, 24 ounces, 68 ounces. So 2/3 of 750 is $5. So you're like paying $5 a pound for this European sliced cheese. and I don't like the Swiss, but I will eat it, or I'll mix a slice of that with a slice of something else. But for $5 a pound, you can't go wrong. They sell that at Walmart. It's called European something blend or something. I don't know what it is. But it's all cheese from Europe. So hey, I like that. I don't buy that every time I go to the store, but maybe once a month or once in a while when I have a hankering for cheese, I'll get one of those. But I do not buy American cheese anymore. Sorry. I have bought Sargento, which is American cheese, and sometimes I'll get the Munster or the provolone. But I stopped eating sandwiches with cold cuts, so I don't buy that anymore. So one less thing my body has to deal with. No, I ain't no perfect weight. I mean, my perfect weight is half of what I am right now. Okay. So, but I'm heading the right direction. I'm trying to, my goal is to lose 1 pound a week. That's like that's like 500 calories less than you burn every day. 500 times 7 is 3,500. That's 1 pound of fat. Okay. So, my goal is to lose 1 pound a week, and that's 52 pounds a year. After 2 years, that's 100 pounds. If I lost 100 pounds from where I'm at right now, I'd be under 250 pounds. Okay. So, hey, but I want to go even lower than that. So, if I lose 50 pounds a week for 3 years, I'll get under 200 pounds, and that's around my ideal weight for my height is about 185. So anyways, I don't think I'll ever get there because I went past 200 in like the 7th grade. I played football in high school about 220. So anyway. Okay, Susie, thanks for stopping by. I love you. Stay healthy. Um, Live long and prosper, like Mr. Spock says, right? I can't do this with my right hand. It must be a feminine behavior. I just can't keep my pinky and my ring finger on my right hand together. Okay. All right. Metabolism change. That's good. That's what we're shooting for. Get healthy. Well, gee, Jack, I'm glad they hosed the truck down, ain't you? All right. Hey, I really have no idea how long we've been going here. Let's see. I got 8 thumbs up. Started streaming 2 hours ago. Well, I think that's about it. It's 6:15, and well, I got 2 thumbs down. Oh well, can't please everybody. Yeah, well, my intention was just to do happy hour, and I started around 4, and now it's 6:15, so it's been over 2 hours. So I don't like to belabor these hangouts because I'm not monetized, and I really don't care about that. But Yeah. Bye, Susie. Thanks for stopping by. Anna, thank you. Hey, if I'm ever out in the Iowa area, I'll look you up, Anna. Okay. And I know Susie to anyone lives in Pennsylvania somewhere. So tell you what, if I ever move anywhere, it's gonna be like up in the mountains somewhere, probably on the west side of the Appalachians in Pennsylvania. Or I've also looked in. I'm not going to go real high elevation because I don't think I could. I don't think I'd do well up like Denver, mile high. It's too high above sea level. But I'm thinking about moving somewhere, get a piece of land. I don't think I'm going to permanently retire in Florida. Um, I like to get a piece of land, grow some trees, and but I need to lose a lot of weight and become more active to be able to um, do those things. I just can't do it. So anyway. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for everybody coming by. I think I'm gonna like end this, go off air. You all take care. It's Wednesday night, 6:20, 6:15. And I'm sure there's going to be other people you can watch on YouTube. So, love you all. Amish rolled butter, the best ever. Okay, I've never heard of Amish rolled butter, but I buy the Irish butter at the store. It's called Kerrygold, and it says right on it from butter from grass-fed cows. So that's what I use. Okay. Bye, everybody. And the way I look at it, the more people that start switching and eating organic, and the demand for it grows, the prices will come down. Okay, the prices will come down. And if you eat organic, you're doing yourself a favor. You know, um, so that's my opinion. I'm not a doctor, but I think I'm a well-informed, intelligent human being. And I listen to other people. I listen to doctors. I listen to nutrition experts on YouTube and wherever. So, you know what? Do yourself a favor. Eat right. Eat food that's going to like improve or maintain your health. So, I watch TV sometimes, 8 hours. I record shows and watch them the next day or the day after. And you know what? All these TV ads, what? They're just advertising, and they try to suck you in to go into a burger joint because you're hungry and you're too lazy to cook anything. So you know what I do when I get up in the morning after my devotions? I may not even start cooking the noontime, but the way I look at it, if I don't cook a healthy, nutritious soup as a start every day, I'm going to eat something that easy peasy and it's not going to like help me lose weight. So, you have to think about what your long-term goals are and what is your objective, okay? Once you clearly define the objectives in your life, then you can take steps to accomplish the objective, okay? Life is like a merit badge. Like when I was in Boy Scouts, you had to get these badges. And some badges I was interested in getting, like first aid, astronomy, canoeing, rowing, swimming, life saving, pioneering. I even got the merit badge for basketry. You know, Fran-Sez is a basket case, right? But anyways, you got to weave that stuff and make a basket. Okay, so I learned things. And I got the astronomy merit badge. I got first aid. I think was the first one, but I like astronomy. I still look at the stars and the planets and the moon. You got to observe these things. Okay, so at least I enjoy doing it, but no, so you get these objectives, and those and each merit badges has a bunch of requirements you have to fulfill and get signed off before the guy that is authorized to like sign your card and say, yeah, hey, Fran-Sez met all the requirements to get this badge, and they sign it off, and you get the badge, right? I mean, that's what life is. Life is setting goals, going to college. You got to take all these courses and get a good grade so you get a diploma. Hey, that's what life is about. Life is like setting goals, working at it. Nothing's a freebie. We have freedom in this country to kind of like look at what's out there and decide what pleases us. When you're a kid, you try different things and you find out what you really enjoy doing in life. And when you find what you enjoy doing and you do it and you get paid for it, well, it really ain't a job, is it? Because you enjoy doing it, right? Well, we have the freedom to do that in this country. All these poor people in these socialistic, communistic countries, they're living in a caste system and they're forced to do something. Like if they're born into a certain social status, they're stuck there. They can't like overachieve and improve themselves and then get the job that they're qualified for, okay, because they were never given the opportunity. So folks, wake up. Free enterprise is the way to go. So if you want to slough off, drink beer, take drugs, get wasted, and do nothing with your life, well, you got the freedom to do that. Okay? Ain't no skin off my ass, because you know what? I don't have to compete against you. So, but if you want to be a go-getter and have a happy life and get some satisfaction out of life, you're going to like labor and do what you have to earn the prize, right? So to me, that makes more sense than being a government parasite. Okay, you're going to be living off the government all your life. So anyway, something just came up in my notices here about Nancy Pelosi. Time to go before I say something bad. I got a ticket. Okay. Come on back after a couple of beers. Okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by, folks. I hate long goodbyes, but see ya. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, stop bright. There it is. It's on the bottom. Bye, y'all.